The following interview took place on January 20th, 2016, and is a copyrighted production of the Radio Communications Group. How secure is your IoT? Your Moment of Tech is next. IoT has been found not to be very secure. Alan Grau, who's the founder and president of Icon Labs, and that's ICONLABS.com. What makes up IoT, and what is the role of Icon Labs playing?
So the IoT is the Internet of Things, and it's really just the connection of all the new smart devices to the Internet. So we're talking about everything from smart garage door openers that can be controlled from your smartphone to smart cars that report information back to an automotive operations center, and in the future, the smart driving cars, to factory control systems that are connected to the Internet to allow greater efficiency and control over what operations are being performed. And one of the things that we've found is that a lot of these devices are being connected up to the Internet without really having thought through the security implications. And Icon Labs is a company that's focused on building security into these devices to ensure that, as more and more devices are connected to the Internet, they're protected and safe from hackers.
How would that affect consumers in an everyday life?
There's really two different aspects of that for consumers. One is there's just an increasing reliance on automation in our world. Everything from transportation systems through utility systems, all are being automated. And if those are impacted, then that will affect consumers. If somebody hacks into the power grid and brings down part of the power grid, everybody's going to notice and be affected by that. On a more personal level, as people are building, smart homes and putting smart appliances and smart devices into their home, that opens them up for impact if those devices are breached. There was actually a case where a company that was providing home monitoring systems with video cameras was attacked by criminals, hacked into their network, and were able to monitor these security cameras placed in homes and determine whether or not the residents were home. And when residents were gone, they'd break into the homes and rob them. And that actually resulted in a lawsuit that was settled by some large unnamed service provider. It was a documented case of cybercrime meeting physical crime and affected people through home break-ins.
What are some best practices for protecting our IoT devices?
That really comes at two different levels again. One is, as a consumer, when you buy an IoT device, making sure that you've done what you can to configure it for security. Change the default passwords, make sure any security features are enabled, and protecting your passwords and all the kind of normal user security behaviors. And those are important, but even more important than that is the companies building these devices really need to ensure that they've included security. There have been cases of companies building devices with hard-coded passwords, so the consumer can't do anything in that case to protect themselves. The password's fixed, it's set, it can't be changed, so if it's discovered by hackers, we're in today with Google and pervasive information, hackers will discover it and be able to find that information. Somebody's going to breach it. So it really starts with the company building the device. They've got to build security into the device and make sure that it's strong security that's well thought out and that it covers, all the cases that need to be concerned about.
And what does the future hold?
Well, I think the future is mixed. I think that some companies are really starting to pay attention to security and add security, but it's going to take a while before we really get to where we need to be. And I think along that road, just like we see in the IT world where we continue to see reports of data breaches, whether it's medical data, credit cards, personal information, intellectual property, we'll see similar headlines in the IoT where homes are broken into or home devices are broken into, and whether it's personal information that's stolen, credit card information that's stolen, or other things like that are impacted, we're still going to see reports of security breaches. It's just going to take a while before everybody really gets to where they need to be. There's some great technology out there. There's a number of companies, both at the hardware level, some of our hardware partners building in the security elements into the platforms to secure the devices, and then companies like ours that are building the applications and the middleware on top of that to allow users to have security and control over their devices. So there's people doing the right things. It's just going to take a while to get there.
It's time to rethink IoT. For your Moment in Tech, this is Jay Melnick.